Hello, welcome to What the Folk. It's the end of the month, so to round things out, I'm ending with Arthur's final battle with his dastardly son, Sir Mordredd. Let's take you to that. Le Mort d'Arthur by Sir Thomas Malory. Book 21, Chapter 4. Then were they condensed that King Arthur and Sir Mordredd should meet betwixt both their hosts, and every such of them should bring 14 persons. And they came with word unto Arthur. Then said he, I am glad that this is done. And so he went into the field. And when Arthur should depart, he warned all his host, that an they see any sword drawn, look ye, come on fiercely, and slay that traitor Sir Mordredd. For I in no wise trust him. In like wise Sir Mordredd warned his host that, and ye see any sword drawn, look that ye come on fiercely, and so slay all that ever before ye standeth. For in no wise will I trust for this treaty, for I know well my father will be avenged on me. And so they met as their appointment was, and so they were agreed and accorded thoroughly, and wine was fetched and drank. Right soon came an adder out of a little heath bush, and it stung a knight on the foot. And when the knight felt him sting, he looked down and saw the adder, and then he drew his sword to slay the adder, and thought none other harm. And when the host on both parties saw the sword drawn, then they blew beams, trumpets, and horns, and shouted grimly, and so both hosts dressed them together. And King Arthur took his horse and said, Alas, this unhappy day, and so rode to his party. And Sir Mordredd in likewise, and never was there seen a more doleful battle in no Christian land. For there was but rushing and riding, foining and striking, and many a grim word was spoken either to other, and many a deadly stroke. But ever King Arthur rode throughout the battle of Sir Mordredd many times, and did fully nobly as a noble king should, and at all times he fainted never. And Sir Mordredd that day put him in devour, and in great peril. And thus they fought all the long day, and never stinted till their noble knights were laid to the cold earth. And ever they fought still till it was near night, and by that time was there 100,000 laid dead upon the down. Then was Arthur wood wroth out of measure, when he saw his people so slain for him. Then the king looked about him, and then he was aware of all his host, and all of his good knights were left no more alive but 2 knights, that were one Sir Lucian the butler, and his brother Sir Bedivere, and they were full sore wounded. Jesus mercy, says the king, where are all my noble knights become? Alas, that ever I should see this doleful day. And for now, said Arthur, I come to mine end. But would to God that I wist were that traitor Sir Mordredd, that hath caused all this mischief. Then was King Arthur where Mordredd lain upon his sword among a great heap of dead men. Now give me my spear, said Arthur unto Sir Lucian, for yonder I have espied the traitor that all this woe hath wrought. Sir, let him be, said Sir Lucian, for he is unhappy, and if ye pass this unhappy day, ye shall be right well avenged upon him. Good Lord, remember ye of your night's dream, and what spirit of Sir Gawain told you this night, yet God of his great goodness hath preserved you hitherto. Therefore, for God's sake, my lord, leave off by this, for blessed be God ye have won the field. For here we be 3 alive, and with Sir Mordredd is none alive. If ye will leave off now, this wicked day of destiny is past. Tide my death, betide my life, saith the king. Now I see him yonder alone, he shall never escape mine hands, for at a better avail shall I never have him. God speed you well, Sir Bedivere. Then the king gate his spear in both hands, and ran towards Sir Mordredd, crying, Traitor! Now is thy death day come. And when Sir Mordredd heard King Arthur, he ran unto him with his sword drawn in his hand, and there King Arthur smote Mordredd under the shield with the foin of his spear throughout the body more than a fathom. and where Sir Mordred felt that he had his death wound, he thrust himself with the might that he had upon the burr of King Arthur's spear. And right so he smote his father Arthur, with his sword holden in both hands on the side of the head, and the sword pierced the helmet and the brainpan. Therewithal Sir Mordred fell stark dead to the earth, and the noble Arthur fell in swoon to the earth. And there he swooned many times. And Sir Lucian the butler and Sir Bedivere oft times heaved him up, and so weakly they led him betwixt them both to a little chapel not far from the seaside. And when the king was there, he thought all was well eased. Then heard they people cry in the field. Now go thou, Sir Lucian, said the king, and do it me what betokens the noise in the field. So Sir Lucian departed, for he was grievously wounded in many places. And so, as he yelled, he saw and hearkened by the moonlight how that pilers and robbers had come to the field to pill and to rob many a full noble knight of brooches and beads, of many a good ring, and of many rich jewel, and who that were not dead at all out, they were slain there for their harness and for their riches. When Sir Lucian understood their work, he came to the king as soon as he might, and told him all what he had heard and seen. Therefore, by my rede, said Sir Lucian, it is best that we bring you to some town. I would it were so, said the king. So I hope you enjoyed this month on Arthur. Next month we're going to do ghost stories, because it's October. What else are we going to do? Stories about unicorns? No, we're not doing a month about unicorns just yet. We don't even know how many unicorn stories are out there. I'll have to look into that. Anyway, till next time, I hope you enjoyed Arthur Month.